Oh my God. No joy.
Nothing just funnier than that. Oh, baby. Look at that score. Oh, we didn't under him. Damn it. Close. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge.
Let's go. We're so back.
We are so back. Nuggets dominate. What a fun game, man. What a fun game. Gave us a little bit of everything. Tons of storylines. Do you guys know, though, and this is a tease, I don't even want anybody to break it.
Stay tuned.
No.
Oh.
This is the last ever just straight Winners Lounge.
What do you mean?
The last ever
tease right there.
The last ever straight Winners Lounge.
That's a tease.
All right.
Next time it'll be different than we won't call it the Winners Lounge.
It will never be the same.
It'll never be the same.
You guys are a part of history right now. This is the last Winners Lounge there is.
Winners Lounge.
Just Winners Lounge. Nuggets get to win 130 to 101. We're going to break it all down. Now help me out. Harrison Wind.
He has risen. I saw him. I actually saw him today.
That's true. I saw him too.
Middle of the third quarter, I think. Oof. That behind the back pass. I think I saw it.
that was not only it. Yoke had a million miracles today. He pulled out today. It was a blessing for us all. Over here, D-Line, go.
I once was lost and now I'm found. I am back. The Nuggets are back. They gave effort. They dominated. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world again. There's no debate. He's the MVP. I don't want to hear about it anymore until next game when they loaf it again and I'm back out.
You're mad at him.
Are you back on the other side of the bus?
Yes, dude. It's sunny over here. It's shining. Adam and I are looking at birds. He's saying it's a condor. I think it's... probably
condor.
Looks like more of a California condor.
Whoa, that's why I love Eric. He knows his birds. And then, of course, the Easter egg himself, Superstar Dev.
Yes.
I just could not believe how back we are. We're so back.
We're so back.
I don't even remember
so
things
easy,
being bad.
We're so
back.
We're so back and so easy.
We are so easy, but that was a masterclass tonight, man. That was an incredible performance by your Denver Nuggets. Let's get things started with a fast breakdown. It'll be fast because this is an easy story to tell. Slow defensive start for the Nuggets. The Nuggets were phenomenal in this game for all of it except for the first 3-4 minutes of this game. Yeah. If you remember, no energy in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Malone calls a rage timeout. He's like, dang it, guys, again. But then they came out and they really locked up. They got a lot of energy in the game. And Michael Porter Jr. started percolating. Okay. Didn't end up having a crazy game, but he had a nice little mini Porter quarter. Not quite a Porter quarter, but a mini Porter quarter there in the first. Then back-to-back buckets for KCP. And then Jokic said, you know what? It's time. It's go time. It's been 3 days. I will rise. 7-7-4. Somehow he only had 7-7-4 in the first quarter, but dominated the last 6 minutes of it. 30-26 Nuggets. Second quarter, Reggie playing really well with the bench, making some shots. No Colin or Pickett. We're going just no bet. We're either going no point guard or Reggie with the bench, but nothing else. And the Nuggets started catching fire from three. They were not missing. Everybody was making shots, and it was a 17-5 run. You know who was really good in that second quarter stretch? Christian Braun. Playing incredible defense, blocking Donovan Mitchell back into himself.
They're burning couches in Browntown right now.
They are burning couches.
They're out in full force.
Dude, who knew? Big Easter guy. Brown.
Really? That's so true. He is a big Easterman. 65-56 Nuggets at the end of the half. Third quarter, though, how are they going to come out? You had a pretty good half. You had a good second quarter. Are you going to come out that energy? 13-2 run. And it was a party at Ball Arena. And why was it a run? Because the Nuggets were a machine and Jokic was dominating. Dev, Jared Allen's a pretty good defender, right?
Incredible. I thought so.
Allegedly.
One of the best in the NBA, I would say. If you said big man, rim protector, guard your man defender.
I mean, they've also got Evan Mobley.
They got Evan Mobley. They got a Rui adjustment without having to make an adjustment. They can do that. Yoke was dominant tonight. Jared Allen has never in his entire life at any level looked as helpless defensively as he did in that third quarter trying to guard Jokic. Masterclass from him. Picked him apart. Got up big. The rest is history. I will say that Yoke came back in the fourth quarter up 20. Who knows why, but it was fun. I'm not going to complain. Nobody got hurt. All right, Dev.
Do you know who the coach of this team is?
Is it Thibodeau? Excuse me, Michael Malone?
There you go.
There it is. All right, it's time for the Red Hawk Roofing Big Takeaway. We got some homies in the lounge tonight doing the Red Hawk noise. I love it. Dev, what's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway from this one is more of a brag session.
Whoa.
Yeah, we talked about Circle K, who was going to eat today earlier in the day, and my answer first was KCP.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he ate?
He
Are
definitely.
you talking
did.
about 22 points?
It was a buffet, 22 points. That is not a KCP.
He went
game.
back for seconds
that
and
has to
thirds
be a
at the
season
buffet.
high. Like he kept eating. He's full right now, tummy ache. He's probably going to go back one more time.
He's
This
gonna
is
take a nap
monster
right now.
game.
Dude, he went
And
ham
Food
on
coma.
Easter
someone
ham.
else having that type of performance makes it so much easier for Nikola Jokic to have himself a monster game. This was a stellar performance from KCP, and it's not only the defense, which I think was stellar, but on offense. That was one of his best games offensively in a Nuggets uniform.
6 for 9 from 3. He had 6 threes tonight, man. You get that from one of Michael Porter or KCP. Nuggets usually win. I would love to see the numbers from the Nuggets when one of them has 5 or more
Yeah.
threes. Probably pretty good. D-line?
The Nuggets tried. The Nuggets tried and they destroyed. And I'm no longer grumpy. I was grumpy because, how easy was that? And that's a really
It looked really easy.
That is supposedly at this moment in time the counterpart to the Nuggets in the Eastern Conference,
Oh.
the third seed in the Eastern Conference against the third seed. Although now they're tied for first again, even though it felt like it was hopeless. It's just like they were so effortlessly dominant in so many ways, and all it took was effort.
Yeah.
So effortlessly took effort. I don't. That maybe
That was
doesn't
a
make-
tough one, but yeah.
Whatever, dude. I don't even give an F. The Nuggets, right? So this is like why you get, you meaning me again, get so mad when they don't give effort down the stretch, when they just can do whatever it is they want to do. In the end, it doesn't matter. It comes out in the wash. The Nuggets are who we thought they were. They just destroyed this team that I thought was going to come in and just beat them handedly like they've done in the past. Ends all doubt. I mean, the Nuggets are I'm just nervous about the remaining 8 games that we're going to get this level of effort, but it didn't even take that much, man.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are back. I'm back.
The Nuggets are back. You're declaring it.
They're back, dude, and then they'll leave, and then they'll come right back.
Okay. All right. They're back. They're back, Harrison.
Nikola Jokic tonight, 26 points, 18 rebounds, 16 assists plus 37 overall. The dude's a goddamn warrior. Nobody would have been upset at Nikola Jokic if he sat out tonight.
I would have been.
His wrist. Well, you and everybody else on that side of the bus. Yeah.
I would have actually been mad if I had to leave my family on Easter Sunday to
That's what
come
I'm saying.
cover up more J Huff again. No offense to anybody who likes J Huff.
I had to leave my box of Uncrustables and come here, man.
Nobody would have been upset at Nikola Jokic if he did not play today. His wrist was obviously bothering him against Minnesota. He was on the injury report. No excuses. He said after that game, I play through pain all the time. It's normal for me.
He did say
which
it's
is just
normal.
such a hard line.
That is a bar.
That's a bar. And his back bothering him too. He was laboring tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He was grabbing at his back tonight at times. Didn't matter. He just toughs it out. 26, 18, and 16, plus 37. No excuses. The guy just laces up his shoes, puts on his uniform, and goes out there and delivers a masterclass. He's a warrior. And, these are the type of inspiring regular season performances that you can't take for granted. Not every star player suits up in games like this when they're not 100% just because they have to.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic has to. And that's just the burden he carries. That's the responsibility that he has. And he delivers.
He was a plus 37 tonight in 35 minutes. He was plus 37. When you see plus 37, the Nuggets did win by 29, but usually a plus 37 isn't a 50, 40-point win, something like that. Jokic, every second he was on the court, was absolutely dominant, other than the first 3 or 4, whatever it was. But outside of that, absolutely and utterly dominant in every facet and made really good defensive players look like they weren't even there. It was unbelievable.
It was dominant.
Absolutely dominant. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. I'm doubling down on a take I had a few days ago.
Oh boy.
I honestly believe there is something to This idea of disrupting your rhythm with load management, games off, and we're going to experiment with other guys playing tonight. There's just something about it that psychologically disrupts all teams, but I think especially true of rhythm teams. Like the Phoenix Suns lose a guy. Their offense is just guys trying to dribble and pull up and stuff like that. Like that rhythm just is almost individual. Denver's rhythm is a collective. It's a team rhythm. And I just think they got a little distracted or disrupted over that. And I don't blame them for it. You're trying to be healthy, which is also important. You're trying to be rested, which is also important. But I honestly think Denver's rhythm the last 2 games has just been shit. Some of that has been because of Jokic's assertion, like it's been below the acceptable level. But tonight, the Nuggets had an incredible rhythm to them. Jokic was throwing behind the back passes, no look passes, check down passes where he goes through the progression and finds the right answer.
Yeah.
And everybody just seemed to have that chemistry and connectedness to him. And that's what stood out to me. I just honestly think it takes a few games. This is why Murray, if he comes back on Tuesday, he might have a good game. But I think that there'll be another, all right, now we have to find the rhythm again. Like there's a reminder of that. Denver played with seriousness tonight. They played hard, but more than anything, I thought they played with an incredible rhythm.
Yeah, they were in an incredible rhythm, and now I'm a little bit pissed off about the Nuggets because this is what it looks like when Nikola Jokic is having fun. This is what it looks like when other people are knocking down shots. We get to see those silly passes that make us giggle, like school children. Yeah. He had a lot of those in this game, and it's because other people are getting involved. Everybody is playing hard. Everybody's knocking down shots. And in essence, he takes over in different ways. He grabbed every single board that came his way. He unlocked new passes that somehow we haven't seen before. And then he was dominant on the block where he just didn't seem to miss many shots against 2 really good defenders. I just love the way that they came into the game with the mindset of, okay, we know that we were bad. We need to show up. We need to play better. And that's when it's belt to ass type of performances like this.
Belt to ass.
That's the Easter special, right?
That is an Easter. It's an Easter miracle. Belt to ass.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful. What a beautiful. It's just games like this remind you of how fun it is how privileged we are to get to watch Nikola Jokic perform, what he does, who he is. But it also reminds you that how tenuous the proposition is, because as Nikola Jokic go, the rest of the Nuggets follow. If he didn't point. Feel like he you understand it. He's not only is he a human being. To say he's a human being is a downgrade. He's obviously better than humans, but when you understand, in the games that led up to this, maybe he doesn't want to go and bang down in the post and just get cut up and bruised every night like he has to. But when he does want to, it's so easy. It's hilarious, and the rest of the Nuggets just follow suit. They're all dominant. So it is the 2 sides of the coin, right? Where you're like, man, it's so easy. It's so easy when Jokic performs like this, but it sucks that it has to come from Jokic every time. You know that he probably is like, can this just be a Michael Porter Jr. night? Can DeAndre Jordan step up and get beat up in the post? But it's so easy for him when he wants to do it. So at the end of the day, we've got him. He's the best. It's beautiful. We're back.
Yeah. But on this point, because I think there's a basketball point inside of this one. You know what he did tonight that he doesn't do very often? Go down to the post. A lot. He goes to the post a lot more than anybody in the NBA. But tonight, in that second and third quarter, he lived on the post. He was down there nonstop just torturing poor Jared Allen. And this is one of the big differences between the regular season Nuggets and the postseason Nuggets. The postseason Nuggets go to Jokic in the post a lot more, and I think you're right that it is taxing, yes. Because it's physically taxing. But I also just think there's an element of we know we can do that when it was needed. Tonight, 2-game losing streak at home, it's a little bit needed. He went down there, and that's the result. Yeah,
it was just a way of a line of thinking all right, let's just get serious,
Yeah.
Enough messing around. Let's not try to get anybody else going early on. Let's just go to our bread and butter. Let's establish Nikola Jokic on the block and see what happens. And we saw what happened tonight. Yeah, he was dominant down there. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. The Cavs, in theory, have a front line that should give Nikola Jokic trouble.
100%. Twin Towers.
They're built in the Twin Towers approach that we think is the best way to limit him. But, they're tall. They don't have the physicality, the toughness, the dog, the basketball IQ to really bother him like, a Rudy Gobert can, I think. So you saw him go down to the post and just get whatever he wanted. And then, the other thing to this game was when they did bring pressure and he was able to pass the ball out and distribute, the Nuggets knocked down their shots.
Yep.
And I think this goes back to what you were saying about the rhythm that they were playing in, because I'm a big believer of when you're just in that natural rhythm, those shots start falling.
Right.
And sure enough, the Nuggets shot 21 of 33 from three tonight. Anytime you make 64% of your threes, you're winning that game. And that, I think, was a byproduct of establishing him in the post.
Definitely.
100%, man. And that's one of the reasons the playoff Nuggets are different. And this is why Twin Tower lineups like, Minnesota and these different teams, they are concern you because you can always go to that when you need it, and there's so few guys that can stop it. Here's one thing, and then we got to go to break. I think Yoke might be, when we try to look at where's Yoke better than previous years, like how it's hard to quantify regular season peaks or whatever. I think that's one area where he's meaningfully better that's disguised. When he needs to get a bucket one-on-one or even one-on-two in the post, he's unstoppable right now in ways that I honestly think are elevated even from the best of what we've seen of him in the past. And even against your good shot blocking defenders, your Anthony Davises, your Goberts, and tonight your Jared Allens, he seems to have figured out something about those guys where he doesn't even see him anymore.
Well, it's when he's got a strength advantage on a guy.
Yeah, that's it. It is it.
He just puts you literally into the basket. And then when, that guy is strong or he's the top level athlete, he'll give you, the 1-2 pivot little jump hook that he's gone to more and more this season. He's absolutely figured it out.
That last one he did against Jared Allen where he just kind of, that's the one you're talking about. I mean, there were several, but that one was the best one where he just kind of backs him to under the basket so that by the time he shoots it, it was hilarious because it looked
you're just literally in the basket.
And that's Jared Allen just being I don't know what to do. I just got moved to under the hoop now.
Yeah, and I think that is what separates him or makes him really a basketball savant, because other guys, they get tape on them, or there's so many years that they understand ways to try to guard Jokic differently. I feel like every team has their own approach of how they're going to defend him. Jokic seems to know how he's going to go at specific defenders. He understands okay, on Jared Allen, I'm going to have this advantage and I'm going to attack him in this way. And it seems like he just kind of goes at different people in different ways. You don't get the same yoke. You don't get the same domination type of yokes, but it's just the way that he's defended. He's oh, okay, this game calls for me to do this type of thing. And I think at times that's where we see him be a bit passive or not being able to get to what his bread and butter is. But most nights it's what he wants to do because he just understands what the game calls. He understands exactly what he wants out of it, and they fed him this time. So this was a game that called for him to be on the post. He did exactly that and finished when he wanted to.
26 points, 18 rebounds, 16 assists. Other guys were great, and on the other side, we're going to get to them. We did give KCP a little love, but Reggie was great tonight. Christian Braun was unbelievable. We got to give them love, but unfortunately, Yoke goes 26, 18, and 16 in that segment one. So let's take a break. On the other side, we'll get to the other guys who were awesome tonight.
Guys, Breckenridge Brewery, the official craft beer of DNVR. They got a beer for any occasion. There's no better way to watch a game than by having some Breck Brew in hand. They've been doing it for 33 years. It all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer. Breck Brew, made with 100% renewable energy. Try out some of our favorites, the Avalanche Amber, Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale. If you want to know where to get Breck Brew, check out their beer locator online, breckbrew.com, to find a brew near you. Sold pretty much wherever beers are sold. Perfect for any occasion. If you stop into the bar, we got Breck Brew on tap as well. Breckenridge Brewery, the official craft beer of DNVR. Also, shout out to Circa Sportsbook and Casino.
Shout them out. Shout out them.
The app, and you can download it, the Circa Sports Colorado app, that we were betting on all March Madness long. Great lines that are actually set by actual person. That's the difference between Circa. The betting lines aren't set by a computer, they're set by people. So they got great lines that you can get on the app. And then if you're in Vegas, check out Circa Resort and Casino. They got the world's largest sports book. They got an awesome casino. They got stadium swim. Beautiful resort as well. Beautiful rooms. If you're heading out there for any sporting event, you can use our code DNVR20 for 20% off. Also, download the Circa Sportsbook Colorado app at circasports.com. Circa Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 plus or older. All rights reserved. Circa Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org.
Kale, I just sent you a tweet that I want to bring up, and I'm sure Vogt will talk about this when he joins live from the arena here. And
is it one of his tweets?
No, well, it is one of his tweets, but it's really a quote. And it comes from KCP, who, by the way, was awesome tonight, to Katie Wingy on the court when he got the on-court interview after the game, and he says, "Nuggets for life."
What?
Interesting.
Do you guys remember?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Why did Adam want to bring this up?
No. I'm not even trying to do that. I'm saying one of my wishes, one of the things I was really hoping for, not predicting.
Did you ask the DNVR genie?
I should have asked the genie for this.
Yeah,
I honestly should have asked the genie.
The non-denominational
But I always
genie.
thought, like, you take a guy that's a Laker, that's known as a Laker, it's like you got to turn that. You got to flip that from the evil side to the good side. We are on track, fellas, to KCP going down as a Nugget because he's saying Nuggets for life.
Adam, you're missing the big story here.
Okay. It's free agent.
KCP has a player option
He's a player
this
option.
offseason
Yeah.
that we all believe he's turning down.
Is it possible he's making a demand to Chick-fil-A to stay?
It is possible, actually.
Not on
I
Sunday.
haven't heard the context.
You can't make that on a Sunday, though.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they're
But,
close
but he's
today.
like, they're
Yeah.
like, did you have a great game? He's like, what's it going to take to
Such a
keep you
great
here? He's
joke.
like, you know what? Nuggets for life. I want every time.
Yeah.
Well, KCP is going to be a free agent this summer. I've said Philadelphia has him in their sights, but they might also have Paul George in their sights. So
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean, you bring up like the biggest point of like this comment is he has that player option that everybody feels that he's going to,
he's turning it down.
And he should because he needs to. He wants to get more money. But for him to go in there, maybe they feel like they could get a home.
little hometown discount.
You
Dev.
need that. You need
Little
that.
hometown discount with a sprinkle of nuggets on the side.
So everybody
Nuggets for
needs
life,
to
dude.
remind KCP that Bruce Brown was a liar, but you better not be.
That's
You
true.
say Nugget for life, you better be a Nugget for life.
Bruce Brown said it on a parade. That actually feels like we have some legal recourse.
I know.
He didn't say it, though, did he? Didn't he ask? He didn't
Yeah,
actually
Michael
say.
Malone said it.
Yeah, Michael Malone said it, and Bruce Brown said something like, "Should I come back?" Or
It was
something
that
like
uncomfortable.
He asked the question. He was just polling the audience
He
for their
was.
response.
Yeah.
Curious what they would say.
KCP didn't say Nuggets for life.
I need to see this clip.
It's
before
way
this
more of a
starts.
statement.
I want the legal eagles of the chat to watch this and make sure that it's not an oral contract that might be legally binding.
Nuggets for life.
I mean, we know everything you say on a parade.
Yeah.
That's true.
It doesn't have to be 100% truth.
That's true. That's the
You're
least-
allowed to lie on a parade.
Yeah, that's why Jokic wants to stay on parade. He just wants to lie to everybody.
That's true. Christian Braun tonight to me is the second story. Jokic, the number one story, of course, but the number two story is Christian Braun. And if you look at the numbers, 10.6 rebounds is a good game from him. He did have an assist, a steal, and a block. Those are good numbers. 2 of 3 from the three-point line. And it was more than that. He was at plus 26. I thought Christian Braun had a little lull, as all of the Nuggets had, but tonight I thought he looked like the type of player that would make a major impact on a playoffs. Not like come in and survive some minutes, but a guy who's an asset to you defensively.
Oh, yeah. The game that Christian Braun played tonight is the exact game from him that the Nuggets need in the playoffs. It was the perfect complementary game. And the other thing about his night or his day was that he played with emotion. He played with fire.
Yeah.
He had that finish, I believe, was the first half where he was screaming into the crowd after. He was flexing. That's the type of emotion and passion that Christian Braun needs to play with. And when he's playing like that, it brings out the best version of himself. I really do believe that because it's a sign that he's playing with confidence, I think. It's a sign that he's playing like with a determination. And, the three-point shot fell for him tonight. That's been a storyline all year. His three-point shot has looked really good over the last couple of months. The rebounding, he's always getting on the glass, and he was just making plays tonight. So, you fast forward to the playoffs, and Denver needs games from Christian Braun that were exactly like this.
That was a beautiful breakdown, Harrison. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do think that this was the perfect Christian Braun game. Honestly, I mean, it's the same thing as Harrison. He did what you need from anybody off the bench, but especially him. He knocked down the 3-point shot, and that's a question mark of what his offense looks like, or the spacing. So he knocks that down. He plays extremely hard. He gets 6 rebounds in this game. He gets a block and a steal. Everybody knows that that's his bread and butter. That's what's going to keep him on the floor, and that's where the energy comes from. And then also we saw that emotion that we have not seen. And that was the big thing coming into the year, or just coming into the NBA, is he's a guy that gets under your skin, that can rally, everyone around him. He let out a scream after a big play. We want more of those type of plays. So he had it going on offensively.
Do you think he just yelled Browntown?
Browntown, that would be incredible. If he embraced Browntown and made it his rallying cry.
Welcome to
Browntown. Welcome to Browntown.
If he got a block, every time he blocked somebody, he said, "Welcome to Browntown," or still.
Yeah. Look at that photo.
It's
Great work, Dale.
But look at this.
It's when you hit a shot, or you throw a piece of paper in the trash and you say Kobe.
Yeah,
dude.
After a block, he goes Browntown.
Dude, yes. We need this to be. No, the great. Listen, Christian Braun did not have a good game 2 games in a row. Neither did any of the other Denver Nuggets. This was so encouraging in so many ways to see the effort guys give effort, the hustle guys hustle, Nikola Jokic to just restore order. Somehow it just makes everyone fit right back into their place and do what it is that you expect of them, what you need from them. Christian Braun was great today. I was nervous after going up against 2 actual competitive teams, him just completely fading back into the background again after shining against teams that did not have any interest in winning basketball games. It's so encouraging because, we have 8 games left. We really need to see our guys, Christian and Peyton, step up, be the Bruce Brown guy, be the answer when you do unfortunately have to take Nikola Jokic off the court, to have guys that want to, and not only want to, but are going to give the requisite effort to, if not maintain the lead, at least not lose it. At least, if not grow the lead, at least not lose it. So it was great, man. And to knock down shots, when things are clicking, there's so many players like that. When things are going well, when it rains, it pours, right? So let's go. Browntown, baby.
The other important thing about Christian Braun tonight is that he ran point. And we shouldn't really say he ran point, because he did not do anything that was a point guard. They just went without a point guard, which puts him in the bring the ball up the court role. I have 2 thoughts about this. One is I like it because when Jokic is on the court, and equally as importantly, when Aaron Gordon is on the court with him, it gives you 2 guys who in an emergency can become both the fulcrum or the guy that dribbles the ball up the court. That's important. But I like that they went to this lineup. The one thing I'll say is that in a playoffs, if you tried to go to minutes without a true point guard, so if you did cut Reggie out of a playoff game, I think that will work for 1 game per series, maybe less. But 1 game, because I think the solve to that is to full court press him. He's not a good enough ball handler to survive that.
Yeah. I agree, I think. But that was very notable. The Nuggets did not have Colin Gillespie in the rotation tonight. It was Christian Braun, playing the quote-unquote backup point guard. Denver only played 1 traditional point guard tonight. And I tweeted out yesterday that this could be the direction Denver's heading, because I think this is something the Nuggets have been thinking about over the last couple of games. Do we still need to be playing Colin in these backup point guard minutes, or can we put Christian in there and just have Nikola Jokic as the point guard when Reggie Jackson's off the floor? And I think this is the direction Denver heads throughout the rest of the regular season. I don't think we see Colin Gillespie again at backup point guard this year. I think this is the direction Denver sticks with, maybe until the last couple games if the Nuggets really take their foot off the gas. But I think if Denver's trying to win games, this is the rotation they're throwing out there. Obviously leaving room for a Jamal Murray to come back in, and that would move Reggie Jackson to the bench. But it gives you more defense, obviously. It gives you more length. It gives you more size. And it worked for Denver today.
Yeah. Jalen Pickett was 2 for 2. I'm just saying, I know we might not see Pickett, but Jalen Pickett, came in. He did
Big
it too.
storyline of the game.
Adam,
They did.
you don't have to tell me that the Nuggets messed up not giving Jalen Pickett run this year.
Dude, the
but
wildest thing is
it's too late, unfortunately.
It's way too late.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like insulting or not, but Colin Gillespie has a finite number of games he's allowed to play, and they burned one with garbage time.
No,
Well, they're not up against the number of games.
Are they not? I thought they had like
No.
6 left.
I don't think that. Yeah, exactly. They don't count it. They're just like, let's use them every.
Well, that's
all
what I mean.
season.
That's what I mean. Like they were like, get in there. They
Yeah.
burned one of his games.
he plays 3 minutes. It's like that's a tough one. The other
played
guy is Reggie
23
Jackson
games.
that we have to talk about. Only 23 minutes tonight, which is interesting. But he goes for 19 points. Do I have this right? 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Somehow a -1, which is mind-blowing in a 30-point win, but I'm not going to complain about it. 5 of 5 from the 3-point line, 6 of 10 from the field. To start this game, Dev, I said Denver didn't have energy. I'm going to go into, I think Reggie didn't have energy. He got beat on some backdoor cuts. He just looked very lethargic. They call a timeout, and I thought he was very good from that moment on. And there was even a really interesting moment where Yoke kind of laid into him. Did you notice that, Dev?
Absolutely. They panned in on him.
They did pan
wanted to make sure everybody saw him get screamed at. He just kind of walked it off. But I love the fact that he responded with like, okay, I'm going to just be aggressive.
Yeah.
And who knows what was said. Maybe he's saying you need to shoot that or you need to, do these type of things because Reggie Jackson, I love the game he had more so of he knocked down shots. And we have not seen him confidently knock down shots in a long time. He was looking guys off. He's turning down like passes so he can shoot the ball because he had it going on. 5 of 5 from the 3-point line that's a monster game for anybody, especially Reggie Jackson. He needs his confidence up. He needs to get things going because he is the backup point guard option. So, they have to rely on him. These type of games makes you feel good going into a playoff that he could play like small minutes and give this type of effort. You're okay with it. Also, I think he'll be better defensively if he's not playing these big minutes that I don't think he should be playing.
Maybe.
I think that it was I can't be mad at Reggie Jackson for his
I
performance.
can't.
And he
I'm not gonna
also
complain.
didn't turn the ball over. So I'm cool with that.
Literally 0 turnovers. So, yeah, that's a big one. You're right. I don't want to – you almost dragged me to negative town.
Oh my god, dude, that's my zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the difference between a good Reggie Jackson game and a bad Reggie Jackson game is if he's hitting shots.
100%.
And he hit a lot of
All of
shots,
them,
and it was
yeah.
dope. Like, and if he missed those shots, we would be all over him. We'd be screaming at him. But that is the Reggie Jackson experience, man. He is, as we say, like he is the most non-Nuggets basketball player for the Denver Nuggets. His game does not fit in necessarily with what the Denver Nuggets want to do, but sometimes that's a good thing. Today it was a good thing.
It's the knuckleball. You have a knuckleball.
Unfortunately, your knuckleball is your closer, so sometimes, or at least a guy that you rely on like way too much. But listen, man, when he hits, and I am more than confident. I'm positive that he's going to have a game like this in the playoffs. That he's going to totally bail the Nuggets out for when energy is low, and he just comes in completely unafraid to get shots up. The man is he has no conscience when it comes to whether or not he should be shooting the ball, which again can be such a blessing. Like if you have a whole team of guys that do that, then you're you become the San Antonio Spurs basically. But it's a nice change of pace. But when he's hitting shots, you're like, man, this guy's exactly what we need. And then there's the last 2 games. You're like, get this guy out of here. Like, but it
was good tonight, man. We're not going to be negative on a night when he was incredible.
Right. It's great.
And you are right that the difference is making shots. Like that, to expect Reggie to become like Steve Nash or something, that's not his game. John Stockton, that's not his game. He needs to make shots. Tonight, 5 of 5 from 3 was huge.
The thing about Reggie these last 2 games is before today he hasn't made shots. I think he was 4 of 13 against Minnesota. But I still felt like he was taking good shots.
Yeah.
He was getting to the rim against Minnesota. He just missed everything. Partly because he missed, partly because Rudy Gobert was there. The threes he's taken over the last couple games feel like have been good shots, mostly in the rhythm of the offense. They've just missed. Today they just went in.
Yeah, I think that's right. So good Reggie game. Nuggets win by 30. What do you know? All right, let's take a break. On the other side, more discussion and Brendan Vogt live from Ball Arena.
Should we have a discussion about Brendan Vogt?
Maybe we should. He'll never know. There's no of all the people on the panel, he's the least likely to watch a show.
We actually should do this. We should just like say something that's so inflammatory and see if he calls us on it.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
All right, you can come up with that.
Yeah, feels like a good
How
challenge
about
for you.
You say it, and then we'll talk about it.
Oh, that's a lot.
You have to come up with it. Guys, check out our friends at Red Hawk Roofing if you have any roofing needs, home or business. These guys are awesome. They're good at what they do.
That was the sound of the hawk that I seen.
That was a dying hawk.
That was the hawk
You
that
saw a hawk that made that sound?
I mean, we all have different hawks that we see. That was the hawk that's the one that sits outside of my bed.
Is that right?
My window.
Okay.
It's like DMX.
A couple weeks ago, we were actually up on a roof while Red Hawk Roofing was repairing a roof
That was a good time,
in
man.
Denver. We climbed up a ladder. We were on a roof with Red Hawk Roofing. We saw up close how good and dedicated and how knowledgeable they are about what they do. They're Colorado's best estimators and contractors, huge DNVR supporters. Give them a what's up if you ever see them at the bar. They're here all the time. Free no obligation roof and property inspection as well. Give them a call if you have home or business roofing needs. Tell them DNVR sent you. Also, shout out Fubo TV if you want to watch the Nuggets, the Avs, sports, news, entertainment, whatever you want to watch. Fubo TV has it. A cool thing about Fubo TV is you can bring it up on any device, your phone, laptop, tablet, computer, TV, whatever, and it's picture perfect quality on every device. The picture's super clear. You get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra cost. You can sign up with that QR code there on the screen, or you can go to FuboTV.com/DNVR. When you sign up, you can start watching right away. There's no setup. There's no cables you have to attach. You sign up, start watching right away. So if you want to watch the Nuggets, the Avs, sports, whatever it might be, FuboTV.com/DNVR. Get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro.
All right, back here, segment 3. If you're watching live, throw us that like button. If you're watching late, also throw a like button and leave a comment for us below.
Even if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it, you can do it. We see most comments. There was a comment on our last show. People very upset that we spoiled March Madness.
Yeah, I saw that too.
We're in a bar.
What are you talking? March Madness is not the finale of Lost.
Yeah, this is
It's not like when you spoiled Dune 2 for me.
It's a live sporting event. I read that too. I was like, what? We're not supposed to talk about a live. People are cheering in the background. We're like, oh man.
Everybody keep quiet. Nonetheless, I appreciate the comment. Nonetheless,
I did not appreciate that comment.
I didn't appreciate it, but I saw it, I guess. Dev, you can go wherever you want here. Aaron Gordon, nice little game from him all around. Michael Porter, threes falling for him. Peyton Watson, maybe. Where do you want to go?
I'll go with Aaron Gordon because I think that this was a game that did not call for him to score, but to do all of the other things. And I feel like he was one of the big players that brought the energy that everybody else matched. He was really enthusiastic out there, got him some screams off. The N1 dunk after he pushed over Darius Garland. I mean that is when I knew it was over.
Yo, it wasn't an N1 dunk. It was an offensive foul.
Yeah, hit him in the face. He didn't care.
He didn't even care. He just
he screamed 3 times.
I actually love that. I love the idea of you get one of those calls, just pretend it didn't happen and just celebrate anyway.
Care.
Yeah.
If you got dunked on, Dev, by somebody, but it was called a charge, but that guy just started flexing and stuff, you'd actually still be pissed.
I'd be mad to this day. That would have happened in 3rd grade. 3rd grader dunked on me. 3rd grader. But yeah, I love the energy. I feel like when he plays extremely hard, other people try to match that type of energy. And he does not have to score for him to be impactful in the game. And he didn't score a lot in this game. But his mark was felt. And we saw a finale oop. Loved it.
In the 3rd quarter.
I loved it.
The second ever 3rd quarter finale.
It kind of was. All right, he took AG. You got to take a different one.
I'm going to take the one that idiot Brendan Vogt would take, which is MPJ. All right. That tiny little moron that doesn't like him. Nobody likes him.
I agree.
We'll see if he says. Does he say something?
We're going to find out if Brendan Vogt watches.
Did he watch the show?
We'll find out. That little peep.
Pete.
I
Call him
think
Pete?
that, yeah. I thought he had a pretty good game, Michael Porter Jr. I thought, he knocked down shots. He got, how many rebounds did he end up with? Did we end up getting
6
upset on that? Oh, we needed 6.5. What a loser. But, this was a game early on when things felt a little bit in the balance in the first half of the first quarter, where it was like, oh my God, there's going to be another game where Jokic kind of steps up. He doesn't have anyone to ride with him. And MPJ stepped up early, knocked down shots, confidently shot mid-range shots, confidently shot three-pointers that were actually 2-point shots because his foot was on the line, which is his official move in the NBA. But I just really was impressed by the fact that he sort of took it upon himself early to be that guy and to imbue the rest of the Nuggets with confidence and get everybody rolling, even if that moron Brendan Vogt loves him so much.
I'll go to the bench. The 2 plays I remember from PWat, well, I guess 3 were the dunk and then the 2 blocks. 2 just more highlight level blocks. But the other guy I want to talk about is Justin Holiday, who logged 20 minutes in this game. And yes, no Jamal Murray, so you need another guy to step up into the rotation. But I think Justin Holiday is going to play very important minutes for the Nuggets in the playoffs. I just think he's at that level in Michael Malone's mind. I think he's in the circle of trust. I think he's clearly, the 9th guy in the Nuggets pecking order. And, I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing very important minutes for the Nuggets at times this postseason.
Yeah.
That seems just the way we're trending.
You might be right that he plays in the postseason. I still think that you probably don't want to count on that.
Absolutely not.
I think that's probably something wrong is going on there. Let's talk deep bench here. Hunter Tyson has not logged a ton of minutes. Look, you get second-round picks. I'm not going to sit here and complain about second-round picks not playing, even though I do think that they could have used some development. I was going through this throughout the NBA the other day and seeing how many teams had guys that played more minutes than Jalen Pickett overall. Most teams, almost every single one, has at least 15 players that played more minutes than him, and Hunter Tyson played even fewer yet. And again, Denver's a good team. They've been relatively healthy, knock on wood, so there hasn't been a big need for tons of minutes. But one thing, as I was watching Hunter Tyson drain a 3, because there's 2 games in a row where he's gotten in garbage time and made shots, I sat here thinking, such a mystery what he is. They signed him to that deal. It was nice to see him come out and take advantage of his 4 minutes that he got. But I'm so intrigued by Hunter Tyson. We've talked a lot about Jalen Pickett. Strother has played a few minutes. Do you have any read on Hunter Tyson? You were really high on him coming into the year. Do you have any read on him?
My read on him is that he's a rookie and he's playing under Michael Malone. And you get precious little opportunity. You have to make the most of those opportunities. He didn't early on in the year.
He's now up to 41 minutes.
He has a
Total.
good man.
I've almost played more minutes than him this year.
The thing is that Summer League means absolutely nothing,
right,
except for sometimes it means something. And
it means something.
He walked in so confidently into the tiniest little NBA gym in the world and knocked down so many shots. We weren't expecting anything from him. And it's cool to see shades of that. I really think, obviously, he needs a lot more maturation. But, that's true of, that's Pickett, that's Strother, that's Tyson. It's nobody, you shouldn't ever expect as a rookie on the Denver Nuggets to get any kind of run. Even Michael Porter Jr. And, you just don't. And so, but I like, you like it. You like when he comes in just and lets it fly. More than anything, to have the confidence to do that is something to, at least pay attention to. I don't know. I think we were all really surprised when he got signed to a contract early on as opposed to a 2-way or just.
It's for trade purposes solely.
I guess so.
And I think that the Nuggets probably believe, same with Pickett. Project Dynasty. But they also believe, one, that you need contracts to be able to trade, so that's that. And then 2, and we'll find out, the Cronkies have to eat 1 year of a Hunter Tyson $2 million deal. They might have to do it. You might have to waive a guy, and that's not, in the grand scheme of things, that much money, and I think that was probably part of the calculus.
Yeah. All the same, though. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with all these guys, truly. But we're not going to see any, there's nothing to be gleaned from the end of this year, I don't think.
Dev, do you have a take on him in the limited minutes? He shot 41% from 3 on 9 attempts a game in the G League.
Yeah, I feel like we know he's at least a part of this future because he's on the same track that every single rookie goes through when it comes to Malone.
Yeah.
He just does not play them. He has them on a very short leash. I think what stands out a bit more to me is that he's on the exact same view as Strother and as Pickett. Like, they're all just kind of in the same. So I mean that's a bit shocking. But I mean I just feel like if you're a rookie, you're just going to have a difficult time with Denver. But also I think it makes you better because he knows that you can go through that. And then when your opportunity comes, you just have to be ready for it. So I really don't know what to feel about it.
Well, Strother to me is definitely at a higher level than Hunter Tyson and Jalen Pickett right now. But there's going to be a game, maybe a couple games, over the last week of this Nuggets season
For sure.
where they are going to rest everybody.
You think?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I'm with Wynn
there
on
will
this
be
one.
a game.
No
Yeah.
matter the seeding, because at the moment, again, there's not a game to spare.
I know. I just think most likely there will be a game or two, and they'll have an opportunity to showcase what they've been working on all season. Hunter Tyson has been on the Peyton Watson development plan. Peyton Watson spent all last season in the G League. Hunter Tyson spent all of this season in the G League. And then the last couple weeks of the regular season, Peyton Watson had a couple of games, couple standout games where it made people within the Nuggets, and I know this, actually think about, should we play this guy in the playoffs? That was an actual discussion that the Nuggets had after those couple Peyton Watson games. Should we play this guy in the playoffs? Now, that's not happening no matter what Hunter Tyson does this season.
What could he do?
Nothing.
What could he do?
Nothing. He can't do anything.
You don't think like a 10-3 night?
No, he can't do anything. He could have 50 points. But he could make an impression.
Yeah.
He can make a lasting impression like Peyton Watson did, heading into next season for him.
Yeah. I was going through it and I was thinking, like, I'll just give you the Miami
Same with
Heat.
Jalen Pickett.
Yeah, it could be Jalen Pickett as well. I was going through the Miami Heat. I'm going to give you guys that have played more minutes than Jalen Pickett. Jamal Cain.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
Orlando Robinson.
Sure.
Rob.
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, Nuggets legend.
DeLon Wright, who's only got there 2 weeks ago.
I can't believe we didn't get DeLon Wright. And that is why Calvin Booth has to get fired.
Drew Smith.
Love Drew Smith.
Is that
We have
LeBron's
18
guy?
guys that have played more than Pickett this year. And then if you go to Hunter Tyson, who's even lower than that, RJ Hampton, who's not even with them, 30 more
man.
minutes.
Dude, poor RJ.
For RJ Hampton. So just kind of a thing. Every coach is different. Look, the Nuggets are tied for the 1 seed now, so I'm not going to sit here and complain about Malone's process, reigning NBA champs. But it is of note to me. Should we go to Superchats? We got to wait on Vogt. He said he's waiting on Jokic.
Why doesn't it just come before Jokic?
Do you want to tell him that?
I mean, that's what I do.
Give him your
Yeah,
wisdom.
what do you know about this?
Hey, give him your wisdom. Let's start mowing through. Let's just start mowing through, Cal.
$100 super chat.
Whoa!
Drippington.
From my girl Drippington, man. All the Nuggets
It's
are
good.
good. You are feeling
All
Easter
of them.
generous today.
Somebody got a
Happy
good Easter
Easter.
basket, man.
Oh, speaking of an Easter basket, first of all, we appreciate that. We always see your comments. We always appreciate them. Always sweet. There's some people there's a lot of routine commenters, and a lot of them are the sweetest people on earth.
Yeah.
There are a few routine commenters that always have one criticism of the show. Well, we appreciate them too.
We appreciate
real quick, though,
all the commenters.
we're talking about Easter baskets here. Taking you guys off camera, prior to the show, said that the Reese's Easter egg, the Reese's cup egg, is the top form. I was persecuted for that.
Oh my God, persecuted on Jesus' day? All right, listen. Here's the thing.
Metaphorically, I was.
He's not talking about the one that is in the shape of an egg. It's not.
I am
spherical.
talking about that one.
No, you're talking about the one that is flat but is egg shaped. Because you can buy them. Listen, you can buy.
Wait, I was. Hold on a second.
Hold on. So, hold on. Are you talking about the one that is in the shape of a Cadbury cream egg that has peanut butter in the middle?
No,
Okay.
I've never seen that.
Okay, so you're talking about the one that is flat,
It's not flat though.
It is flat.
It
It's
has
flat.
a lot of. It
It's
has a ton
completely
of peanut
flat
butter
on one
in it.
side.
Yeah, on one side it's flat.
Okay, so it is the shape of an egg, but is a Reese's peanut butter cup. And what Adam likes about it, without knowing, I already know what this is. He likes that the peanut butter is always moist in those because the chocolate is thicker and the peanut butter is thicker. And the real shortcoming of any Reese's peanut butter cup is when the peanut butter is dry. Nobody likes that. And because it's a specialty item, it's always moist, which he makes him think it's better, but it's not.
Say
because
moist one more time.
Yeah. You're really trying to make this sound unacceptable.
Moist.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point being is that obviously the top form of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is the original Reese's Peanut Butter Cup because of the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter, which is off when it comes to a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, which is flat on the bottom, look like an egg. It doesn't mean it's not good. It's just not the best.
Can you bring some in tomorrow?
You know what? Maybe I will.
I want to try.
You've never had this?
Well,
but then Adam will.
Sometimes Win has these that he pulls out where we're like, you've never tried a.
I think I've tried a Easter special edition Reese's peanut butter.
Are you being serious right now?
Adam,
I don't think
is
so.
that wild to you guys?
Adam will be the same
That's
guy.
wild, right? It feels like everyone's tried that.
Adam will be the same guy to explain to you that the tree version is not as good as the egg.
It's not. There's too many. There's too many like wings on it. The egg is perfectly.
I have no idea.
You know, it's
what
perfectly
even
shaped.
should go on here. Yeah.
Absurd.
You start biting the tree one, and then like a little piece falls on your lap.
But the largest point here is that you're wrong, and the best Easter candy is the Cadbury cream egg or the mini egg.
I just truly can't believe how much you guys care about these damn eggs.
Shut the fuck up, Dad. Shut the fuck up. We're trying to figure this out.
I will. Oh, my wife actually just texted me here. Oh, she says, no, it's the peanut butter to egg ratio is better in the egg, more peanut butter. This is why I married the perfect woman. You guys are all wrong.
Yeah, the two of you could be idiots together.
What? What did you say?
No, not about
What?
Sheila. You
No.
can say that
You
about.
take that
Do not
back.
say that about Sheila.
Unbelievable.
I'll get
You
you.
gotta
Don't
bring
even
some
worry
in
about it.
I'm bringing some in for everybody to enjoy.
I mean, it's
By
not
the
that
way,
it's not good.
By the way, Easter. Where is Easter on your guys' like overall holidays? Because my kids go crazy for Easter.
Yeah,
they love it.
Easter is for 13 and below and 85 and above. And no one else in between.
Just like Golden Corral.
Golden Corral is
That's the golden, they call that the golden ratio.
phenomenal comment. Golden Corral is for 13 and below to 85 and above. All right, what else we got, Kel? Who's reading these?
Funny Daddy Project super chat. So we can make threes.
Believe it or not, we can.
We can. We are a good 3-point
Honestly,
shooting team
we didn't
again.
even really talk about this, but 21 threes, the most of the Nuggets have made all year. They only have one other game where they made 20, but 21 is a new record. Without Jamal, so you even lose one 3-point shooter. Basketball is sadly more about 3-point shooting and 3-point various than we want it to be. It kind of sucks.
We're like, was it about the action? They're like, they just shot it.
Like Reggie was 5 of 5 from 3.
That's
I
good.
don't know what to tell you. But it is encouraging that they have this because it's one thing. Like the Celtics have 12 games with 20 or more threes. That we know they can go off and beat you just on virtue of that. It was nice to get one where the Nuggets did it.
Little Liz A 5280 staying positive no matter what. Only great things can happen, but oh my God, 3-pointers galore. All were amazing.
So true.
All 21 of them.
It's so true. It really does feel so much better when the shots go in.
The 3-pointer has replaced the dunk for the thing that makes you the most excited in the NBA now.
Yes, it's true.
Your team is on fire?
The beauty about the Nuggets is they don't need an unbelievable 3-point shooting night to beat you. That's the beauty.
They
of
don't need it.
Yep.
But they kill you when they get it.
Bembiaz. Love from Istanbul. All the fellas are
Hell
good.
yeah,
All the
dude.
fellas are good.
Hell yeah.
From
We
Istanbul.
were there. We were in Istanbul in your.
That's right. We
in
have
your-
been to Istanbul.
Most ridiculous airport
in your
ever.
glorious airport.
It was actually glorious.
It's
crazy.
I didn't say that with any facetiousness.
I don't remember.
Man, but the craziest
We were
thing is
there.
that
You don't remember?
The craziest thing, we touched down in Istanbul. We were walking around with wide eyes, and then there was like Burger King and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That was there.
Touchdown in Istanbul.
That's dope. Think about having an Istanbul argument about Jokic.
Yeah, think about it. Sean Croson, this is a prime example of NBA percentages always falling to the mean back-to-back terrible shooting games and then 63% from 3. I know the effort seemed off, but 90% of the blame has been the shooting, no?
So, I mean, kind of. Yes and no. Shooting makes up for sins, I think, is what you're getting for, but the sins were there nonetheless.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in like the process and the rhythm and the basketball gods rewarding you a little for good.
I'm so intrigued by this
Healthy
Jokic
play.
yelling at Reggie thing, man. I hope when Vogt, after he's done waiting for Jokic,
After
and
we're
comes
done
back
yelling
up,
at him.
Yeah, I hope that there is something. I hope somebody asks him about that. Hey, man, you seem to really get into Reggie. By the way, somebody in the chat said something about, like, Adam, it was in HD and they zoomed in on him. Everybody saw it. I didn't think it was that obvious.
Oh, it was pretty obvious. No lie, they did. They made sure we all saw that he was getting screamed at. And they usually struggle at that. So I was glad that they showed us that part of it.
Next super chat. Oh, again from Sean. The Nuggets are a well-balanced ecosystem.
100%.
When you remove a piece of this ecosystem, it just isn't going to look the same in reference to rhythm. Absolutely.
It is true. The Nuggets are more vulnerable than any other team to missing a starter. I really believe that. We talked about it. Nonetheless, I still think there is something to Denver was below even the standard when you factor in for that over the last few games.
Cedric Exquisite, almost a Munder, all good. Happy Easter. Hey, Eric and
Hey,
Dev.
What up?
Vote.
Yeah.
What is that sign for Vogt?
I can't tell.
Gold medal. I think it's a gold medal. Is it not? Oh, it's fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for Vote. I bought my new BMW.
Whoa.
So April 10th through 11th,
Super
I'm going to
brag.
be there. Hope to meet you at the bar.
Hold on.
All the Nuggets are good.
What does the BMW have to do with coming to Colorado?
He's
'Cause
maybe
now
he's
he can
driving
drive.
it here.
The super brag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
That's
Do you-
dope though. That
Do you
is
for
think
you,
he
brother.
just
Good for you,
bought
brother.
it to drive here
Yeah,
I love that.
to see the fellas?
BMWs, that's dope. That's dope. God,
5 ish. Every single Nugget is good. Playoff spot secured. KCP will be remembered as a Nugget and not a Laker. Happy Easter Sunday, everyone.
and a Piston, right? I'll remember as a Piston.
Bro, I'm telling
I
you.
don't think he wants to be remembered.
I'm telling you,
as
if
a
we
Piston.
put that out, I'm going to put that out on Twitter once this is over, and you're just going to see the Lakers fans be like, That's what makes it so great.
Oh, that's the greatest part. Just not only to decimate them, become
Yeah.
their daddy, make their things our things.
Yeah.
I want Lonzo Ball after this injury, like
Chicago
2 years
Bull?
from now. Well, I'm saying he's gonna, come to Denver, and then it's like, oh man,
Dude.
and then they all get to say like, we knew he was good.
I want
it wasn't until he went to Denver that it all came together for
I want
him.
LeBron James. I don't
Oh,
care.
come on. Oh.
Well, no.
You get Magic Johnson somehow?
The boy's dad. What'd you say?
Oh, the boy's dad.
The boys' dad. Nuggets best month at 11-4 percentage-wise since October. Add another great game. OM versus PSG Classic.
Did Yoke have? He's
Did
That's
Yoke have a triple double by the end of the third quarter? I believe he did.
Yeah. Is the
believe
boy
he did.
the boy's dad in Europe right now? He's paying with euros.
Interesting. I mean,
I think he might actually be in
he's
Paris
at
right now.
every Nuggets game though.
He saw Paris Saint-Germain take on who's OM? I don't know. Whatever. Thank you.
Marseille, maybe. Bashir Daoud, y'all rock. I worked courtside today. KSC should put me there every game.
That's a good clip.
Holiday played like last year's Bruce Brown for us today. What do you guys think?
I'll tell you what. We sat courtside, and the Nuggets lost in incredibly heartbreaking fashion against the Orlando Magic, and we've not gone back, and I don't think
We
we'll ever
might not be invited
back.
back by courtside Dave.
I don't know if they were at the same game.
I mean, Holiday was good. He was good. Little different impact than Bruce Brown usually gives, I think, though.
Yeah.
But he was good. THTR, Nikola Jokic with a 26-piece.
Shivapi.
Chivap Chichi.
Oh,
Chivap Chichi.
there's like little sausages.
Do you want to read the rest of this one, too?
18 samas and a side of 16 gibiancas. Carry the hell on, and God bless America.
Man, those
that
all
took-
sound good.
That
Sounds
went,
good.
That really went all over the place. I don't know what we're left with.
Well, you know what that was? That was every meal we ate in Serbia. 17 Chivap Chichis.
Yeah.
16 Sharmas. We had that every time.
Jared from Foco. And on the third game, our Lord and Savior Jokic dropped a filthy holy trinity on the Cavs. He,
He
has
really
risen.
did.
He has risen indeed.
He's so
He is
risen.
risen
He
indeed.
is so risen.
Indeed, he has.
Do you remember? That was one of the funny. I mean, I miss Serbia. We might have a very exciting guest. I haven't actually put it together yet, but we might actually have a Serbian guest tomorrow. I'm very excited about.
Ooh.
No spoilers. But That was the experience of going to restaurants when you have no idea what anything on the menu is or how big it is, and you're just trusting on the waiter or whoever you're with, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna want 2 of those. You're gonna want 4." Then they bring it out, and it's like, "Bro, you ordered 8 times more food than we could eat."
But not only that, we're like, "Oh, help us through," and then they're like, "Here, trust us, get this, and it's just meat."
Yeah, it's so true.
They're like, "You know what?
Steak.
They're like, I can see. I know what you like. Let me bring you a pork chop and some bacon."
Yes. They didn't miss.
They did not miss. Not one time.
The funniest one was honestly in Sombor when we ate the fish stew and thought that was the meal. And then they're like, "All right, the meal's coming out." We're like,
About 3 more platters out.
we're like, what?
It was an offensive amount of food, except for that we were not offended.
And somehow I lost weight. It's the craziest thing.
And we saved money.
Maddox, 2-day games feels like one we'll look back on in June.
I think you're right.
Today's game.
Yeah.
Today's game.
It was a day game, so that's why I got a little confusing.
Did we miss Big Name K? Did you skip over that one? Big Name K.
Big
If it's
Mamic.
Braun, flush it down.
Hell yeah, dude. I hope that means a slam dunk.
While we wait for Vogt, who allegedly is going to set up as we speak, waiting for Jokic, I don't know if you guys saw, Tony Kukoc was interviewed for something over the weekend, and he in it says that Jokic's good. He's pretty good. But he has never reached the level of Vlade Divac and Dino Raja. I love the old school guys that they all have these takes about their day being better. But Tony Kukoc is the funniest guy to have back in the day, and Dino Raja is one of the funniest. Now I will say, for those of you that watched 100 Invisible Threads, our documentary on the history of Serbian or Yugoslavian basketball, those were his teammates that were part of the Yugoslavian dream team. So like those are his guys. That would be Jokic's Murray and AG and KCP. That would be like Jokic talking about those guys 20 years from now. But at the same time, what the hell?
It's because he hasn't won a medal for Serbia.
Yeah, but he's Croatian.
I know, but that's like
Croatian.
the Yugoslav thing. It's like he's like, "Oh, you can't be from this region. You need gold before you can."
I think it's just the fact that he's Croatian.
Yeah, it could be. That's actually.
I think it's more just all those guys are also old school pilled. You know that. Tony Kukoc should average a triple-double in today's NBA.
Playing against a bunch of Shivapi cooks.
I looked it up, though, just because I know you guys were curious. Dino Raja had 4 games with 18 rebounds in his career. 4 games.
Oh, my God.
Jokic did that tonight as part of his monster triple-double. He also, if we just go to points, Dino Raja had, I think it was like 10 or 12 games with 26 points. Let's see here. 19. 19 times he had more than that. Never had 14 assists. Like, let's just throw that part out there. I think his high was 5, but I just thought that was a little funny. But
Who was the better player? Like
I just want to shout out Dino Raja, though. He was a great player.
He was a great player.
Really great player. Twin Tower lineup with him and Vlade.
Yeah.
Vogt live from Ball Arena joining us. The hair is on point. The mustache is on point.
Look at that shirt.
Oh, the Technicolor Dream Coat is on point. The man is Eastered out. My guy knows his Bible. Vogt, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. I don't know the Bible very well, actually, just to clarify. What a great night in Ball Arena, fellas. And pregame, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, Michael Malone was in a great mood and spoke, I think, at depth about the importance of not white-knuckling it here through the end of the stretch and not going too hard on any given mistake. And that at this point in the season, these guys know who they are, right? And they're better than those 2 losses. And you do want to come back and respond, but he basically, in more or less words, fellas, said the vibes need to be higher, And so that's why coming into this game, the Nuggets really wanted this one, which is why coming into this game, Jokic, probable on the injury report, a lot of topics about is he going to play through the pain? Well, he went anyway. And we'll get, I have some updates on the process there from Denver side of things as well. Let's go to the post game now. After the game, Michael Malone's first thought on all of those 3-pointers was unbelievable ball movement. And then he expanded a bit more and said, including off-ball movement, just where guys were and when they cut, the way they occupied space, and that everyone was really playing for each other. And so that's where the threes come from. And then he answered a couple questions about Jokic, and I asked him about playing through the pain at this stage in the season and how much does Malone value getting back on the right track for a win like this? juxtaposed directly with resting everyone and getting healthy. And Malone said, they wanted this game. They had a bad taste in their mouths after those 2 losses at home. That's not the product they want to put on the floor. And obviously, if you want to get that taste out of your mouth, you need Jokic on the floor. So he was glad he played. He lauded his availability. It was very quick. And to make clear, that was not in juxtaposition with Jamal Murray, who they can't wait to get back. But in the meantime, Jokic was available. And he was also so focused. There was such a commitment to this game. Malone really trying to get the point across that Jokic was really into it. And to have that this late in the season, trying to get that bad taste after their mouths, he just lauded that approach and said that's why he's going to be a 3-time MVP. He was really, really grateful. And then you guys know that Malone, very little gets him more stoked than like a good garbage time unit run. He loves making fun of Hunter Tyson, and I think it's because he loves him deeply.
Yeah.
But Hunter Tyson's nickname is never seen a shot I don't like. And then he said that the locker room had a great debate about Colin Gillespie's dunk, whether or not it was one. And Malone said, I thought it was kind of a KCP dunk. But Colin stood up and said, hey, guys, I didn't quite get there. But he was thrilled to see everyone step up and play well. And he also shouted out Reggie Jackson, who he thought was outstanding in that game.
His nickname's the Monroe Menace.
Menace for Monroe Menace, yeah.
Yes,
The bro from Monroe.
Then we heard from Reggie Jackson, guys, who came in, and I kind of thought it was a joke at first. Before he even sat down, he said loudly, I really want Jamal to come back. And then
He hates going to the podium that much.
And then when I asked him about his approach to playing in these games without Jamal Murray, which even with a couple of exceptions lately, that's when he's been at his best. And he went back to the same, I honestly can't tell if it's a joke. He said, look, usually before the game, I'm just thinking to myself, I just want Jamal to be back. But then he credited his teammates and the coaching staff for instilling confidence in him, telling him to take open shots, trust your instincts. And he said, look, I know that I'm very, very fortunate to play with the best player in the world, the best starters in the world, the best team in the world. He also talked about Jokic. He said, we know that if you play the right way, you've always got a good chance of getting a shot. He's one of the most encouraging guys, one of the best superstars at building you up and putting you in a position to be successful. And then on alleviating pressure off of Jokic, he said, I think this is where we're getting better. We want to relieve him of some of his stresses, everything he has to do. We understand he's a supernova. He's the brightest star. Honestly, he's the sun. Everything revolves around him. But we all have to do our part. So if we can make it easier, if we can take something off of his plate at times, we definitely try to do so. And finally, he thought Colin was flying through the air, and he thinks next time that Colin should simply hang on the rim to eliminate this debate. And he says, I'll pay the tech for it.
I'm going to go ahead and say not a dunk.
Yeah, was there hand to rim contact?
No, that's why it wasn't a dunk. And you know what? And here's why I won't give it to him. He didn't try. If he would have given full effort to getting up for that and had the same dunk, I would have been that's a dunk. But he had more in the tank that he would tried to casually do it. Not a dunk.
I thought it was a dunk.
I was going to ask you guys. So today I came closer than I ever have to breaking
dunking?
I thought that sounded like where he was going.
Well, in a way, yes, Harrison. In a way, yes. And this is the closest I ever got to just straight up cheering out loud in the press box. I actually did have to cover my mouth. I got very close. I was going to ask if you guys could guess when it was, but cat's out of the bag. It was Steady Gillespie getting up for the Tiger dunk. And again, representation's important, guys. And how about little Gillespie out there just getting it done?
All right. Well, all right. Don't know if I agree with that. Everything you said there,
Dude,
but all right.
I hope that they never find out your true feelings about the Denver Nuggets over there at Ball Arena. Maybe they could watch any one of these shows.
Yeah, listen, it was out of decorum, out of respect for my peers, but I wanted to run through a wall, baby.
Dude, do that next time, please.
What else?
That's it, fellas.
Let's
got
go.
Jokic going down there now. Our cameras are down there. I'm going to see if I can catch it, get some quotes out. But vibes high at Ball Arena, and I will say a thunderous standing ovation from the Nuggets faithful as they left the floor, the team. And the tickets have never been more expensive, guys. We, I think, take for granted that we get to watch this team as often as we do. And for a lot of people, the calculus is, hey, man, I waited weeks, months to get here. I spent a lot of money to get here. You want to see the team play at their best. That's not how it looked the last couple games. Tonight it is, especially in the second half. And there was a nice moment of reciprocation, I think, between the team and the crowd. And the vibes are somewhat closer to where they should be this time of year.
Well, there you go. All right, Vogt. Thanks so much, man. Get home safe.
Let's go.
Don't watch the show.
Do
not watch the show. Don't watch it, man. That would. I pray he doesn't see what D-Line said about him. All right, what else we got? I think you can hit that outro music. I think we got a super chat that came in late. A little buzzer beater here.
The great Browse, happy Easter. Jamal needs to get healthy for my parlays, Nuggets, and 6.
I love it.
It makes it sound like he keeps betting Jamal.
I know.
You don't have to bet him. Your parlays.
One leg short on every parlay recently. Jamal's never hitting.
Dang it, man.
It says out.
By the way, Malone lost in all of that. Talking about Yoke's MVP as if it's a done deal, which I seem to think it is. I know you think that maybe.
Well, I do. I mean, after today, I feel good again.
We're back. We're
Listen,
so
man,
back.
Things are tenuous in this world. You can't. Whatever.
I don't think it's a done deal. I think if the Thunder get the 1 seed and the Nuggets get the 3, I don't care how much separation there is between them. I think it's going to be a close race.
With Shea? Yeah. I think Shea's the done. I think he's out. He's kind of sucked lately. He's been, and then he got hurt.
I think if the Thunder get the 1
today.
seed,
he missed like 2 games.
Then that just separates if Jokic is unanimous or not. That's really the only difference.
I kind of tend to feel a little bit more that way, but you know what? We'll see. 2 weeks left in this regular season, only a handful of games. I'm glad the Nuggets are back on the right track, and I'm glad we got to spend Easter Sunday with all of you. I'm going to go get myself some Reese's Pieces eggs.
That's not even the right thing. They're not Reese's Pieces.
What are they?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup eggs.
I'm going to go get those.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get those. Hit the like button. See you guys later.
We all sitting like the mayor.